Welcome back to Cabral House Call. I'm Stephen Cabral, board certified naturopathic doctor, and I'm here today to answer your questions. First question is, so Cassie's asking, should I avoid fruit and only eat vegetables to lose weight? So great question. And you know what, it's right on topic with kind of our beginning elimination diet. We do actually have clients eliminate fruit for those first 2 to 3 weeks. And the reason we do that is because we're absolutely positively trying to get blood sugar levels stable. We're trying to make sure that there's no highs and lows in that blood sugar so that if we bring insulin levels low, we can begin burning more body fat. Because keep in mind that there's an inverse ratio between high insulin and body fat burning, or a lot of body fat burning and low insulin. So essentially it's this, that inverse ratio is when you have low insulin or low blood sugar, or just normal low blood sugar, not hypoglycemia, you are going to burn more body fat. That's just the way it is. You're going to be able to tap into more body fat. You're going to be able to oxidize more body fat. And what that means is that over a slower period of time, you're going to be able to just extract some of those calories from fat to be able to use for fuel for your body. So we do absolutely eliminate fruit in the beginning. And then what do we add back? Well, we add back the lower glycemic fruit first, and we start to add back berries, meaning like blueberries, cherries, blackberries, raspberries. Lemons and limes are always actually okay because there's almost zero fructose in them, and there's no spike at all in blood sugar. So those you can always keep, a lot of great minerals in them as well. And so what I would say is this: if you can, eliminate those fruits for the first couple weeks and then start to add back in the lower glycemic fruits, see how your body adapts. If it does fine with those, then you can of course add back in additional fruits for like a mid-afternoon snack if you choose to. It really depends on how your body does and how well it regulates your blood sugar. And essentially the ectomorph, or the thinner body type, typically just does a much better job at utilizing that glucose or that sugar that's going to be in the fruit and carbohydrates in general, where the endomorph, or the larger body type, the kapha body type in Ayurveda, they just do a poorer job at maintaining level blood sugar levels. They're more prone to type 2 diabetes, obesity, being overweight. So you kind of have to see where you fall. And of course, what I would recommend is, say you love fruit, and that's okay, choose those good quality fruits and have them after a workout. Because if you have them after a workout, well, guess what? You're going to soak up that sugar for fuel and energy, and to just bring it back in to restore typically liver glycogen levels and muscle glycogen. So that probably won't be turned to body fat in the first place. Hopefully that makes sense, answers your question. Try it out, let us know how it works for you. Next question. All right, so Amanda asks, if I can only buy one supplement for weight loss, what would it be? So on the Cabral concept earlier, we answered kind of which supplement I do recommend to start with. So let's go over that specifically right now. And so what I'm recommending is, again, there is no fat burner per se that's really going to do its job, and especially not a safe one. A lot of fat burners contain double the safe levels of caffeine for the day, and that's how they're helping people, to burn more body fat. Well, you can get caffeine just from a simple green tea or black coffee if you choose to, organic black coffee. But again, if you don't want to go the caffeine route because it could stress your adrenals and those specific things, or you're working out later in the day, of course we don't recommend that because it could affect your sleep, is what I would recommend is using a digestive enzyme. Now, a digestive enzyme is going to be something that helps break down your food to a better degree. It's going to include proteases, amylases, lipases, cellulase, all sorts of different things to break down proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. It's that simple. And what it does is it adds back in the enzymes to a lot of these cooked foods that we're eating. So here's why it works. If you break down your food to a better degree, basically you take a digestive enzyme before a meal, and that will then add back in those enzymes the foods are missing. It will help break it down. It will decrease bloating, decrease water retention a lot of the times. And if you can extract more nutrients from your food, your body's going to be less hungry. It's going to be able to repair tissue faster from getting more amino acids from those proteins. And believe it or not, you should have less hunger because of that, because your body's not looking strictly for calories. It's looking for nutrition. It's looking for micronutrients beyond just macronutrients. So macronutrients are proteins, carbs, and fat. Micronutrients are all the vitamins and minerals, neurotransmitters, essential fatty acids, all of those specific things. And your body needs those things. And so if it's not getting them, you might be taking in 2,000 calories a day, but it's saying, I'm not getting the nutrition that it needs, meaning the micronutrients, the vitamins and minerals. So now you need to eat 4,000 or 5,000 to be satisfied. So again, that's a lot of times what we're seeing. That's why we always try to fix digestion first. And enzymes is just the first part of the equation. Then there's hydrochloric acid and pepsin, and then there's bile, and there's good bacteria in your gut. But at least if you can start with the enzymes first, that does help a lot of people. So try that first. We'll link up which brands that I recommend to my clients in my Boston practice. All right, the third question, last question of the day is, so great question by Jeremy. Jeremy's asking, is it possible to keep his lean body mass on his body, basically his muscle, while still burning body fat? So we get this question a lot from both men and women, and the issue is because we've been taught a lot of the time that you're going to lose muscle while burning body fat. And that doesn't have to be the case. It really doesn't. What I recommend, though, in order to keep that muscle on is making sure that you're maintaining adequate protein intake. And adequate protein intake would be at least half your body weight. It's the easiest way to calculate it. Half your body weight in protein per day. So essentially, if you weigh 160 pounds, you're going to need 80 grams of protein per day. Now, that's the minimum. If you're doing a lot of training or you're under a lot of stress, you're going to need more protein per day. Some people like to go up to their lean body mass in protein per day. So if you weigh 160 pounds, some people like to get in 160 grams of protein per day. That may be in excess for a lot of people. It might be okay for a lot of people, again, depending on your training and depending on your stress levels. So 160 grams of protein per day would look like, what, about 5 meals times 30 grams of protein per meal, just a little over that. Or if you're just looking at 80 grams per day, which it would be the minimum, then you're looking at about, what, 20 grams or so times 4 meals, or even a little less than that times 5 meals. So simple. It's really easy to get in the protein that you need per day. Of course, we always recommend 1 smoothie per day. That's an easy way to get 15, 20 grams in. And then you can just split the others up into your lunch and your dinner meal and the mid-afternoon snack. So whatever you prefer is an easy way for you to do it. But again, that's what we would strive for on that side. And then of course, we're gonna wanna make sure that you are training with resistance, which can just be your own body weight, or with weights every other day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe a fun weekend workout in there, and that's gonna make sure that you're building up muscle at the same rate that you might be deteriorating and breaking down, but also that you're not overdoing it, right? So if you're working out 5 days a week while also dropping your calories and nutrition or whatever it might be, you're gonna be more likely to become catabolic and burn muscle tissue while you're also losing body fat. So I like the every other day exercise program for you. That means 3 to 4 resistance workouts per week and no long cardio. So if you combine that with making sure you get enough protein, adequate protein, and keep it a little on the higher side if you're worried about losing muscle mass, and then adding in the good exercise program, you'll keep your muscle on. And believe it or not, we have clients initially come to us who are losing the 10 to 20 plus pounds their first month, but also adding muscle. Now, of course, that should be impossible, right? That's really never done. But believe it or not, for a lot of untrained people, it's easy to add that muscle, which we're doing in our training programs, and burning body fat at the same time. It is possible. I mean, we've done over 150,000 client sessions. I can tell you we have as much data, if not more, than any other study ever been conducted for body transformation and weight loss. So it is possible. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You can make it happen, and of course, you can be your own test results for yourself. Hopefully those answer your questions, and we'll be back real soon with more of your questions answered on the Cabral House Call. Thank you for just tuning into the Cabral podcast. Before you go, I want to let you know that this is the last week to enter our January contest. All you have to do is go to cabralpodcast.com and it's free to enter. You can win over $2,000 in prizes, and these are all health, weight loss, and anti-aging based tools that we use in my Boston practice every single day with clients. So it's anything from the Dr. Cabral Detox, the Daily Detox Shake, functional medicine labs, our nutrition plan that we use with our weight loss clients and wellness clients, our supplement cases, everything. So go check it out. Even if you just want to see what we use, go to cabralpodcast.com, and right there you can enter within, I think, probably 10 seconds. It's free to enter. I look forward to hopefully pulling out those names at the end of this month and seeing if you are the winner. Talk with you soon.